What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. It's episode number 16 and we start today's episode with Nuremberg away from home on the back of the 4-1 victory over Hanover in the last game, in the last episode, where we're still in pole position for the 2-Liga title with 12 games to go. So heading into this one, aim to keep our unbeaten run going since match day 4 in the 2-Liga. Incredible unbeaten run, about 20 games still unbeaten. Well, not 20, 18, 17, 18, about that, unbeaten. And take on Nuremberg away from home. Took the lead early through Gadikli. Not a bad debut season for the teenager. Obviously, due to the development plan we've got him on right now, he's not training his finishing. That was his highest stat when we brought him in though, at 72. And whenever he is going through one-on-one, I always fancy his chance of scoring. Did there, gives the lead, 1-0 Dresden, but then unfortunately 17 minutes in we fell behind, we lost our lead, and then just a few minutes later, my goodness gracious me, you saw the goal of the season earlier, but that was absolute class there from the AI. One of those goals you would just tip your hat and say, couldn't have defended that one really. Just a wonderful strike as Nuremberg come from behind to lead. So 2-1 Nuremberg, 36 minutes in, it's 2 goals in 3 for Julian Gutau, who of course scored that goal of the season in the very last episode. So 2 in 3 for our number 19 as we get back on level terms in a 4-goal thriller in the first half, and then 5 minutes after the restart, a chance to retake the lead, and would do so as well. Albert Simon with goal number 12, I think it is, for the season, restores the lead, puts us back in front, and that's why even when we fell behind, I still felt confident we're going to win this game, because you know it, we've talked about it throughout the course of the season and the series really, we're the comeback kids, we're known for scoring loads of goals, having a high-powered offense, but also winning games from trailing positions. Diawusi made it 4-2 as he scored our second goal in 7 minutes and wrapped up the points. Final score Nuremberg 2, Dresden 4 as we continue our crusade to the 2-Liga title. So second game of today's just a big one here on match day 24. Bielefeld are right now sat in 4th place in the table. Massive game here. It's there in Union Berlin, trying to play catch up to us and SC Freiburg. Heading into the game, golden chance to visitors take the lead. What a save by Sasha Hubner though. Great stop there by the kid as he keeps it goalless, and then from that we go on the break. Ransford Yeboah turns his man inside out and then drills it in at the near post. Sasha Hubner this season, as we know, going for the golden glove. It will be amazing if he does win it considering how poor my defense is, but yeah, he's really picked it up this season and been much better than he was last season when he shared the game time with Kevin Bro. We've of course sold our number 1 this year in the January window to FC Midtjylland. I've trusted Sasha Hubner, he's not let me down. So great save, great counter attack, great goal, and then 21 minutes after the restart, it's a brace for the new club captain. Ransford Yeboah makes it 2-0 and gets his second of the game as we go 2 goals up on Bielefeld. Unfortunately though, we would lose yet another clean sheet for Sasha Hubner with a minute and a half to go. Belfodil playing for Bielefeld now makes it 2-1. The visitors grab a consolation goal once they do half the deficit. That's all it proved to be. So 10 games to go. The win there means we're 7 points clear of Freiburg, 14 clear of Union Berlin in 3rd place. I've got to be honest here, 10 games remaining, I feel with that double-digit point gap between us and 3rd, the automatic promotion is looking more and more likely with every single win. And as things stand, if we keep on going, we should be able to wrap up automatic promotion with games to spare. But being 7 points clear of Freiburg right now, they're not letting us go, man. They are not letting us go. We've opened up a little gap on them from 4 to 7, but we're not home and dry yet. 10 games to go, we're not home and dry yet. I don't want to give up the title though, man, seriously, because I said at the start of the season, I'm going for back-to-back titles. I don't think I've ever done that before in an RTG save, back-to-back titles when progressing up the leagues. So that would be really cool to pull that off, but again, 10 games to go, it's not over yet. But look at the squad report and the academy update as well. As you can see, I promoted Leo Casper to the first team. Finally, I've been talking about it for a while. This guy looks our best academy prospect. He's now got a 2-star weak foot, so I rewarded him with a pro deal. 61 overall, 6'4", already with great strength for just 16 years old, and again, he shows great potential as well. So he was looking like our highest potential player in the academy. Only showing great potential is a little bit disappointing, but of course due to dynamic potential that can improve, and he still does look like a pretty decent prospect out of the youth team. So for the 3rd game of today's episode, St. Pauli, struggling St. Pauli at the bottom of the table away from home. Obviously one of my former career mode teams, had a great time doing a career mode with these guys in FIFA 17. They'd be a brilliant team for an RTG in Germany as well, like many others as I mentioned before. Germany got some great teams for RTGs this year. Taking on St. Pauli though, I thought this would be a walkover, but we fell behind behind early and then almost went 2-0 down. Had it not been for a great save by Hubner and some heroics from Bella Kotchap on the line, we would have been 2 goals down against struggling St. Pauli. But how things can change so quickly in football after a heroic bit of last bit defending. Ransford Yeboah gives us the leveller just a few minutes later, and in the second half a few chances on a snowy pitch here, 17 minutes on the clock. Look at this strength here from Ransford Yeboah. He just says to his man, get off me, give me some space, and then drills it in as well as he bags his brace and makes it 2-1 as once again the comeback kids turn the game on its head to collect the 3 points courtesy of the club captain Ransford Yeboah. So 2-1 there. Gave Casper his debut in that game as well. Didn't do too well, but either way I thought it was worth giving him a go. And also following that, we did see that Marvin Schaefer's position change has been completed. He is now officially a defensive midfielder. Didn't see an overall change for him, so he stays at 65 overall, but 16 years old, you might have noticed, 5 assists in 10 games for the 16-year-old. Absolutely superb. And again, now he's changed his position. I can give him the development plan I want, which is ball-winning midfielder. That will see him improve every single physical stat, including stamina, which is going to be really, really crucial as the anchor man in this team. It'll also give him a high defensive work rate, which again is going to be really important playing as the deepest midfielder in our midfield 5. And also as well, he's going to improve some defensive stats, almost all of his defensive stats and reactions as well. So yeah, Schaefer, we changed him to holding mid, and I think that is going to be his best position. He's been great since coming out of the academy. So following that, a game against Holston Kiel away from home. I thought this was going to be our first goalless draw of the season. It was looking that way until right at the end when Conte came off the bench, and that's why I brought this guy in, man, to be that impact sub, that fresh legs, an injection of pace, and wins the game in stoppage time as we extend the winning run there with a big 1-0 victory. And also, you would have just seen there, Ransford Yeboah got a call up to the Germany side as well. Yes, our first Germany call up of the series. I can't believe it happened though, in the 2 Liga. He's, I think, 75 overall. Couldn't believe he's already been called up to the Germany side, but clearly, 76 overall, but clearly his great form in both seasons has given him that Germany call up. Whether he played or not, we don't know. I'll just assume he didn't get his first cap yet, because I want to give it to him when I become the Germany manager at some point. But anyway, Ransford Yeboah, the first player to get the Germany call up. Not really surprising, though it is a surprise how quickly it came. Still following out the biggest game of the series so far, no doubt about it. Freiburg away from home in a battle of the top 2 here away, and heading into the game, the gap being 10 points with just a few games to go. Golden chance to go 13 points clear in this game, but wouldn't you just know it, the biggest game of the series so far, and it ended up as a goalless draw. We only had a real one chance. The academy boys linking up as Albert Simon was sent through by Schaefer, but a great save kept the score at 0-0, and that was how the game would finish. Could you believe it? 8 games to go, a chance to go 13 points clear. The gap remains at 10 with 7 to go now. We're also 14 points clear of Union Berlin as Bielefeld have fallen off the pace a little bit after we beat them at the start of the episode. So yeah, I still think with 10 points being the gap and 7 games to go, I think all we need is 4 wins in our remaining 7 games, which, based on our form throughout the course of this season, is definitely doable, and then we'll be champions. But either way, I was so pumped for the game, but that's just how it happens in football and FIFA sometimes, you know. Sometimes it's the biggest games, the ones that you're most excited for, they end up being the letdowns. Couldn't believe it. All season long, haven't had a goalless draw, and then the biggest game of the campaign is when it happens. That is just typical, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, 10 points clear, 7 games to go. I still feel pretty confident this title is ours to lose right now. I feel very confident indeed. We, of course, had that shaky start to the season where we only won 2 of our first 5 games. But since the difficult start, we've just been lights out, man. Seriously, haven't lost a game since match day 4. And yeah, I gotta say, unless we have an absolute choke of the highest order, this title and promotion should be in the bag. Still following out another scouting update and an academy update as well. I did release a couple of players from our academy. As I mentioned before, I'm being very selective now with the youth boys coming into our youth squad in my career modes. And also look at the fixtures for April as well. We've got 5 of the final 7 games here, and all of these fixtures very favourable indeed. 3 games at home against Braunschweig, Darmstadt, and also Victoria Köln, I think we're facing at home as well. So yeah, very favourable fixtures here as we enter the penultimate month of domestic football, and a chance again, if we win 4 of these 5 5 games to wrap up the title before May, which is what I really want. So for the first game of April, oh goodness gracious me, we fired a blank in the biggest game of the season against Freiburg, where really he was anonymous, but this is why he got the Germany call-up. Ransford, Yeboah going for back-to-back golden boots. Schaefer with yet another assist, but this was just glorious. It's such a shame that the camera angle wasn't really the best for the replay here, as it goes around and rotates 360, but it's a glorious chip. Goalkeeper stranded off his line and clips the inside of the post there to make it 1-0 as we take the lead here, courtesy of our star, our talisman, our captain, Ransford Yeboah. So 1-0 Dresden, and then 3 minutes before the break, a chance to make it 2. Diawusi storms down left-hand side, steps in field and finesses it into the far corner for our second goal right before half-time. So yeah, goalless draw against Freiburg, but I knew for sure we wouldn't have back-to-back goalless draws. That was the only game so far this season we failed to score in. I knew we'd be back to normal service in the following one. 2-0 up against Braunschweig, and there was 17 minutes to go. I had to do this. Obviously, very recently you saw Marvin Schaefer spurting that chance at a game winner on his debut. He's not a finisher, we know that. So when he pops up into the offensive area, I'm always going to try and offload the ball to someone. I was tempted to go for goal with Schaefer, but then I thought, nah man, seriously, let's get him his second assist of the game and 7th of the season for Marvin Schaefer. Rolls it across to Albert Simons, the Academy boys link up for the 3rd goal and the final one in a 3-0 win over Braunschweig. So 3-0 there, 1 of 4 wins needed to win the title down. For our final game of today's episode here, SV Sandhausen struggling down the bottom of the table away from home. Well, 23 minutes in, this was not in the script. Fell behind, courtesy of the host taking the lead there after a pretty poor piece of defending. No surprises there. So 1-0 Sandhausen, but 6 minutes before the break, had to do it. I know it's a little bit sweaty, I know it's a little bit cheap, but listen, the title's on the line, man. You got to do this sometimes. A little cutback there from Ransford Yeboah to Albert Simon for his 2nd goal in 2 as we find ourselves to level. So Sandhausen 1, Dresden 1, and whilst we did fall behind early, it wasn't a surprise to see this happen. He got the assist in the first half, but then the game winner with 12 minutes to go. The comeback kids do it once again, turn the game on its head as Ransford Yeboah's strike was so clean, it knocked my Wi-Fi connection off. Great strike though by number 35 as he goes in search of back-to-back golden boots as we go in search of back-to-back titles. Another big win there as the unbeaten streak survives, coming from behind to beat Sandhausen, and that means that with just 5 games to go in the 2 Liga, this is how the table is looking. We are now 13 points clear of Freiburg, which means if we beat Victoria Köln in the very next game, in the very next episode, we'll win the title with 4 games to spare. It's practically all over now. But that will end today's episode of Club and Country, guys. So big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed today's the quadruple upload weekend this weekend. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the season finale of Club and Country. We'll wrap up season 2. We'll be winning the title. I'm almost certain of it. Celebrate that. And also prepare for a brand new season in the Bundesliga as well. Have a great day, guys. Much love. And I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.